We got cut off, so this is part 2 of the perfect fast. And we just talked about what the perfect fast is to guard against every evil word, every evil desire, and to purify your heart from all vanities of this world. And if you guard against these things, your fastings will be perfect. And you will also do as follows. Having fulfilled what is written, in the day on which you fast, you will taste nothing but bread and water. And you will reckon up the price of the dishes of the day which you intended to eat, and you will give it to a widow, orphan, or a person in want. So the day you fast, you don't eat anything except anything that comes from a seed, water, or bread. It's actually written in another scroll. And then you give the money that you would have ate in food and like meat and things like that and dairy and things like that. You would give it to the widows, the orphans, or somebody in want. And then you will be exhibiting humility. And then you ask the person who you give it to. Like when I tithe to the homeless, I asked them to pray to Yahuwah for us. And that's it. If you have them pray for you to Yahuwah. And this is the perfect fast, and this is what delivers us from chronic pain and disease. It's all about turning from evil. And that's why we're just going to finish it now. So we're just going to finish the rest because it got cut off on TikTok. So we're going to start over here. He then, having purged away the sins of the people, showed them the paths of life by giving them the law which he received from his Father. Right? Yahushua came here to show us the way. So he showed them the paths of life. That's exactly what he came here to do, to show us the way to life, to everlasting life. You see, he said that he is the master of the people, having received all authority from his Father, and why Yahuwah took his Son as counselor and the esteemed messengers regarding the heirship of the slave. Listen, the Kodesh pre-existent Ruach that created every creature, Elohim made to dwell in flesh, which he chose, right? The Ruach HaKodesh dwells within us, only to those who are of a pure heart. This flesh, accordingly, in which the Ruach HaKodesh dwelt, was nobly subject to the Ruach, walking righteously and chastely, in no respect defiling the Ruach. What does it mean to defile the Ruach? Well, putting drug sorcery in there, that's definitely a defilement. In no respect defiling the Ruach, and accordingly after living excellently and purely, and after laboring and cooperating with the Ruach, and having in everything acted vigorously and courageously along with the Ruach HaKodesh, he assumed it as a partner with it. For this conduct of the flesh pleased him, because it was not defiled on the land while having the Ruach HaKodesh. That's why I tell you the Ruach HaKodesh does not dwell in defiled temples. Therefore he took as fellow counselors his Son and the Kodesh messengers, in order that this flesh, which had been subject to the body without a fault, might have some place of tabernacle, that it might not appear that the reward of its servitude had been lost. For the flesh that has been found without spot or defilement, in which the Ruach HaKodesh dwelt, will receive a reward. This is not what we hear in religion, so I'm going to read it one more time. For the flesh that has been found without spot or defilement, in which the Ruach HaKodesh dwelt, will receive a reward. You now have the explanation of this allegory also. I rejoice, Master, I said, to hear this explanation. Here again, he replied, keep this flesh pure and stainless, that the Ruach which inhabits it may bear witness to you, and your flesh may be justified. See that the thought never arises in your mind that this flesh of yours is corruptible, and you misuse it by an act of defilement. For example, like once you receive the truth, then you don't go pop the drug sorcery. That would be misusing it by an act of defilement. If you defile your flesh, you will also defile the Ruach HaKodesh. And if you defile your flesh and Ruach, you will not live. And if anyone, Master, I said, has been ignorant until now, before he heard these words, how can such a man be saved who has defiled his flesh? Respecting former sins of ignorance, he said, Elohim is alone able to heal them, for to him belongs all power. But be on your guard now, and the all-powerful and compassionate Elohim will heal former transgressions, if for the time to come you do not defile your body nor your Ruach, for both are common and cannot be defiled. The one without the other, therefore keep both pure, and you will live to Elohim. So that's why we're not supposed to die in our sin. We are supposed to turn from all forms of evil and be cleansed. And I think the word says that, we'll know when someone is Baruch when they die, because we'll see how they die. Someone can call themselves Baruch on the land because they have a lot of money and a lot of vanity. But really, Yahuwah, he searches our kidneys and he searches our hearts, and he's giving us all according to our deeds. So he wants a pure, undefiled temple, aka your body. Your body is the temple. He either dwells with you or doesn't. And he does not dwell in defiled temples. May Yahuwah be with you. All praise and esteem to the Most High. Hallelu-𐤉𝐿𝐿.